O Allah, guide me among those whom thou hast guided aright, and preserve me among those whom thou hast preserved, and befriend me among those whom thou hast befriended. Bless me in whatsoever thou dost grant me, and deliver me from the evil of what thou hast judged. Surely thou judgest, and none can judge against thee, and he whom thou befriendest is not disgraced. Blessed art thou, O Lord, and exalted be thee above what they set up besides thee. I bear witness, nothing deserves to be served besides thee, and I bear witness that Muhammad is thy servant and apostle. Amen.
Peace and blessings, family. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sajdah, Wendy Muhammad, and y'all know that I have been on a mission to introduce to you these wonderful emerging new market leaders and industry disruptors from the Mo Today Black Muslim Business Directory. And so I'm working on new platforms and other ways to get the word out there about you. So we picked 19 shows to test out on our new Roku network called Mo Today. So if you have Roku TV, and if you bought a TV in the last 2 years, they're all equipped with Roku at this point. Go out there and add the Mind of an Entrepreneur show to your channel list. The icon's gonna be Mo Today, and you should see it right here in the corner. And get access to the channel, and you will start to see some of our wonderful shows that are listed up here on our new Roku channel. This is just a little tester. Let's see if y'all like it. Let me know in the chat what you think, and go out there and add the channel to your Roku lineup. Let me show you what it looks like to your Roku lineup. Let's see, it'll look like that. There it is. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, family, and peace and blessings. Welcome. I decided to move a little bit around my house. We're getting closer to being in my theater. I'm setting that up to be able to do the shows here and maybe invite some guests out and do some mastermind stuff from here. So we're working on that. So you're tuned into the Mind of an Entrepreneur show. I'm so excited today to bring our guests on, and we're going to give them another moment to get settled. I'm going to give you a little word from two of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We're going to be talking today to Brother Anthony and Sister Karima Muhammad with Magnolia Crescent Magnolia Crescent Orchards and Non-Alcoholic Winery. Y'all know we've met them before. I've introduced you to them before, but I realized it was always in conjunction to an event or something else. But this time we're going to introduce them as their business, and you're going to learn about their business. And shout out to Prince. Oh, it's over here in my background. This was a custom painting that was made for me when he made his transition. So I'm an art collector, if you guys don't know. And so we're getting closer and closer to the studio, and I'm playing around with moving around to different areas of the house. So stay tuned for 2 words from 2 of our sponsors, or 1 word from 2 of our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Enjoying precious moments with family and friends is what the holidays are all about. Taking care of your health is also important. Peripheral artery disease, also known as PAD, is a serious medical condition affecting 8.5 million American adults. If you're experiencing leg pain, leg swelling, or difficulty exercising, then you may have PAD. PAD can put you at a risk of a heart attack or stroke. If you or a loved one has any of these symptoms, call today or visit mivcmd.com for more information.
You belong to yourself. You're an independent people, created from the nation of free people. Yes, sir. You don't need to go nowhere but to yourself. Yes, sir. There will be a great separation. Yes, sir. So I said, it is on now.
The college is meant to prepare you for your future. That the time dictates that if we don't do something for ourselves as a people, we will be destroyed. And the aim of the enemy right now is to take us out.
We have God with us. We have Him as our guide. Yes, sir. We don't have to stand around here and ask the question, what must be done? Yes, sir. Get up and let's go and do something. Yes, sir. We cannot sit down. We cannot lay down. Yes, sir. We must get up. Yes, sir. And go to work.
Do you know what real joy is in life? Visioning something and bringing it into reality. That's real joy. Do you know what the next step in joy is? Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in unity.
Tonight, you need to fasten your seatbelts. We're going to hear from some of the greatest minds in the world. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of trusting our future and the future of our children into the hands of those who don't love us. I believe we need to revitalize black leadership.
You're tuned in to the Mind of an Entrepreneur show with your host, myself, Sajdah Wendy Muhammad. I am a multi-million-dollar business developer. I have developed business and real estate around the world, and I want to share with you my mental strategies, my technical strategies, and how I made it in the world of business. So I don't teach theory. I tell you about my life and introduce you to people who can also share with you what they've done to become successful. This is a practical show. This ain't a theory show. You don't want to miss it. So stay tuned. All right, I'm back. You're tuned in to the Mind of an Entrepreneur show. I'm so excited today. Before we bring on our guests, let me tell y'all what happened the other day. Our new commemorative Elijah coins came in. And I'm so grateful for our new experienced reps who have been earning commission, helping us to sell the coin, helping us to just fulfill this vision that really is a vision of Almighty God Allah. This was already written. So I took a little video just to show y'all what happened the other day. Check this out.
To share with you some of the magnificent and triumphant teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. When we say magnificent and triumphant teachings, these two words, magnificent and triumphant, are adjectives that describe the teaching of Elijah Muhammad. That which is magnificent is that which is supremely great. That which is triumphant is that which is powerful enough to overcome obstacles. Think of it, black man and woman. There is a teaching in America for you that is supremely great. meaning that it is a teaching above all other teachings that has ever entered the ears of a black man and woman.
Y'all see that? It's so exciting. And guess what? We got heat at the house now. So we got our HVAC systems hooked up. We getting there slowly but surely. So make sure you join my mailing list and make sure you get your commemorative Elijah coin, because inshallah, we're going to do something very special this upcoming Sadie's Day. And I can't accommodate everybody. So you're going to have to be a coin holder in order to attend. And we pretty much have all the names of the people who got coins. So anyway, let me bring on my guest. They are anxiously awaiting. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Sajdah.
Long time no see.
I know it's been a minute, right?
Yeah, you all look great. How's it going?
Oh, we are doing good. We are coming to you live from our mobile office, out here doing the entrepreneurial thing. You know, one thing that I know you know this, but for those of you who are in the audience who are probably just getting started on the entrepreneurial journey, it's because you in business for yourself. That don't mean your life is going to wait and, you know, be on hold while you trying to work your business out. And so, you know, we are out here just dealing with real life type stuff. But, you know, thank God for the advent of mobile technology and, you know, a nice dashboard we can prop up the laptop on it. And so we are coming to you live from the Magnolia Crescent mobile office, one of them, actually.
Well,
and
you know what?
Absolutely regal, Sister.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you. I've been swimming, so the braids are the best, right? I don't have to try to blow dry it. Brother Anthony, you ain't got to worry about that. We know that.
Yeah, my braids been gone.
You know what? Speaking of just that whole entrepreneurial journey, and Sister Kareem, I really want to have you answer this question, or at least just tell me what you think. You know, when you're in corporate, there's this illusion that everything is perfect. Mm-hmm. And so you strive for perfection, you're pushing, you get a bonus if you do this right and that right. And one of the things that I learned probably somewhere around 12 or 13 years ago as an entrepreneur, I actually learned it from my business partner who's a surgeon. He would say, Wendy, let's just go. Come on. Is that everything don't have to be perfect. Right. And you have to learn to live with those imperfections and be okay with sometimes you got to chime in from the car. Sometimes you on the go, you know, and you can't be afraid of that struggle and that hustle.
That's right. That is absolutely right. You know, it's funny because I have an uncle, may God be pleased, Uncle William. He used to work. He had a SMART program that he developed with a business partner in Cabrini Green in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that he used to tell me when I was very, very young, he said there's a difference between not being equipped and not being prepared. Mm-hmm. Right. So we're naturally equipped with our God-given talents and skills and the whole nine. Right. So those are the things, and our passions, the ideas, the entrepreneurial ideas. We're born with those things, right? And they kind of evolve as we get a little older, but we're not prepared in that we don't have the head start that a lot of these corporate entities have. You know, a lot of these corporations, if you look at their the date of incorporation or establishment, you know, they're 100 years, 120 years in. Well, that's a heck of a jump start into their business. So when we finally come on and start working with them, they've already, you know, mastered their standard operating procedures. They've already mastered their industry. They've already gotten a lion's share within that industry, which gives them certain positioning and certain respect from other industry professionals, where people will look to them before they look to anybody else. So when we're coming in with the idea, right? With the passion. And we have to create the other elements, and we have to fight for market share of whatever is left as we are pursuing their market share. Mm-hmm. So we're going through that right now. So it's funny that you start this conversation with that, because that is exactly where we are. We are in a a battle, right? Business is warfare.
It is warfare, and you have to be strategic and staying with that concept of perfection. That's also what makes a lot of people quit.
Yes.
Because they don't feel like they can do it right. They can't handle the criticism. They can't handle the fact that somebody always got something to say. They can't handle it, so they just bail out. Or they think, let me just do it. But a lot of times you just got to jump in there and get it done, because, you know, it's a phrase that I have to say that I really don't like to say, but you just don't know what you don't know. And you don't have that muscle developed so that you understand how to deal with certain things, how to overcome certain obstacles. I was telling Brother Anthony that I started the whole Mind of an Entrepreneur movement when my father transitioned in 2009. And I was on the road with a consulting firm, and I started doing a podcast from the different hotel rooms. And then I would do it in my extra bedroom. And I just kept doing it. Like, let me just tell my story. There's so much that I have to share. I've been through a lot. I've overcome a lot. I've seen a lot. So let me share it. And, you know, I remember I would start and people would say, is anybody listening to that? Or there might be like sometimes nobody listening, sometimes one person. And I was telling Brother Anthony that since 2009, the majority of my business has come from me telling my story.
Awesome.
And I've made millions of dollars off of my own story and experiences. So you just have to keep going. Keep going.
Beautiful. And my husband actually used you as an example when we were talking about being more consistent, even with our Instagram lives. That was a conversation we just had. And he said, I don't care what's going on, Saturday morning, Sister Sajdah is on. So
6 a.m. Sometimes my voice ain't right. I remember I had a cold. I was like, I'm on, because it just has been a calling. And I think we just have to understand that as entrepreneurs. Like, for you guys are embarking upon a tough business, but you're a tough industry, but you're bringing yourself, you're bringing a culture with you that is like none other that's in that industry.
Awesome.
None other.
Listening.
What, you know what I was going to ask, I don't know if I ever asked this, what made you guys decide to go into non-alcoholic wine and spirits, I should say?
Well, so we got started. We visited a winery in the North Georgia mountains one time. We had a beautiful, it was like a family outing. Wonderful time. We got to meet the owner of the vineyard and everything. Only thing that was, I guess, can be considered as a drawback, even though we didn't view it as such, was they had alcohol, and the only non-alcoholic options they had was either soda or pop, as we call it, and just water. And so we were like, man, wouldn't it be nice if we can reproduce this same type of an experience without the alcohol? And so that was kind of how the idea got started. Fast forward, Karima, the human research engine that she is, she started doing a lot of research, and she came across some non-alcoholic wine brands, and we actually ordered a bottle and we tasted it, we liked it, and we shared it with some friends, and they were like, man, you know what, I would like to try that as well. And that was the kernel of a business where not only did we find other people who were interested in non-alcoholic wine like us, but that they said we would buy it from you. And so that's kind of really how Magnolia Crescent got moving on. It wasn't until later that we actually acquired the property where we actually have built out our micro orchard, and God willing, we are looking to actively put vines in the ground on our property in the near future. And so that was really what it was. It was just us stepping out, Karima dragging me off the bed because I'm trying to watch Netflix. I'm trying to bend synthesize, and this is bothering me. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So I'm driving 2 hours north, but look at what has come out of just a little tug. Get up and get out and do something, and here we are. Really, that's really what the impetus of it all was.
That's cool.
And to that point, you know, when you talk about that culture that it brings, the more that we are out in the community offering our Sober Sophisticated pop-ups, we start to meet more and more like-minded individuals. And, we share with them, hey, our property will be open next year, 8 dates to our season. We would love to host you on our property. And they're like, really? There's a place we can go? We've never heard of a non-alcoholic winery. And it just blows their minds, just the idea of it. And it blows their minds that we're a married couple, that, a Black married couple that's doing this. And it excites everyone once they hear it.
I love it. Something just hit me as you were talking. A non-alcoholic winery, going to the vineyards, seeing the beautiful landscape, having some retreats. I see so many other byproducts coming from what you all are growing on the, at the orchard. It's amazing. How do you deal? And let's talk about this, because some of us are self-righteous Scrooges.
Not the Scrooges. That's just for the season.
Self-righteous Scrooges. We cuss out our family and for having Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of that. How do you deal with people who are critical of you all developing a non-alcoholic winery? Is it primarily people who are alcoholics who just don't want to even be around something like it? Where's it come from, and how do you deal with it?
Wow. Okay, so in the beginning, we got that more than any other time. Now it's wow, y'all are here, never heard of it. This is great. But when we first got started, just like anything else, you always have naysayers. Yes, we had some people that were on their sobriety journeys that were probably early in their sobriety journeys, which honestly, because of the way in which we approach business, we strive hard to approach business with integrity. We don't even cater to people who are just starting their journey towards sobriety, because the likelihood of triggering and things of that nature is very much greater in the beginning of their journey. And we want to be a support. We're cheering you on. We're happy, right? But for those who have been 5, 10, 20 years into their sobriety journey, they welcome it. I mean, they're like, this is great. We love this. Especially our sparkling teas. Like, they really take to those very, very well, and they share it with their friends. We have since, Sister Sajdah, been almost adopted by several sober communities on social media since the last time we spoke. So we're really getting a lot of love from the community. And so those voices that might have been in the beginning is like drowned out by the number of, really wonderful people. I mean, to the point where they actually want to organize tours and flights to bring people from different states to our property. So when I say
do it.
Full support.
Yes. Do it, because this is about establishing a culture, doing something that's different. And let me tell you something. Doing for self always drowns out the naysayers.
Come on now.
That's right.
Why? Because as your dream begins to unfold and take life and blossom, all they can do is shut up.
That's the interview.
You know what, Sister Sajdah, so how I have processed the naysayers is that we looked at our customer base. We really didn't know who our customer was. And it still is kind of unfolding. So it was like this big nebulous blob of this customer. The naysayers are helping to chip away and help further refine and give more detail to who our customer is. In fact, Karima stated, I think this past weekend, that we were thinking of a particular demographic, but really about a certain lifestyle. So so we're not looking at a certain age, a certain gender or ethnicity necessarily, but it's about who is adopting and trying to move into this lifestyle. And from there, we're finding that we really source, like my wife was saying, a lot of the support. And it comes from people from all walks of life.
That's right.
And we had an experience, I don't know if Karima would want to go into it, but we had an experience just recently where we were speaking with a doctor at a medical college, and it it's opening us up. Like I likened it to when you were sharing with your audience and us how you are on the board of the National Historic Preservation. And it's like, because of what we've been doing, even though we've only been doing it for like a year, like we've only been incorporated as a business for 1 year. But now people are coming to us and are approaching us as if we are subject matter experts. And the truth of the matter is we are.
Yeah.
In spite of what we may think about ourselves, how God has allowed us to be positioned with interviews that we've done, conversations we've had, places that we've been, we are being positioned to be the subject matter experts of how we can get this message to a lot of people. And even though we are primarily concerned with our own people, but it's our community is a lot broader than what we have initially thought.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And I think it's an important, interesting introspective for entrepreneurs, because it's contrary to what we learn in economics, right? It's always like, know your customer, know your customer. And I think what happens in the corporate world, they go, okay, they define who they want their customer to be. They go after that customer, but then they diss the customers that they acquire along the way, oftentimes, and never really morph into accepting them. The example is the Tommy Hilfigers, the Gucci's, you know, all those people realizing that, whoa, you just picked up a whole additional market. And if you embraced and supported that, what would that do to your business? But what happens in corporate is that they don't do that.
Right.
And I think that the advantage that we have as emerging leaders is that we understand how the divine energy is going to bring who our customers are to us. I told you all, I thought my customers would be Black women in business. But it's not. It's Black men. 62, 63%. So I can't go, forget them.
Yeah.
It's the brothers who buy the coins. It's the brothers who buy the sweatshirts. It's the brothers who listen to the shows. So I'm not going to be that traditional corporate business that says, forget that new customer that I didn't necessarily think that I want to be a part of. Because see, they all want to sneak and do business with us on the slide.
Right.
Slide in our community during the daytime, sell some liquor and some food, and then you slide out to your gated community at night, and you don't want to tell nobody where you got rich at. That's a hypocrisy that when it begins to grow and expand, it really becomes a demon to their business. But with us, we have such a leg up because God can use us. And look at how he's using you to bring communities together.
And it's funny, you know, just to follow along with what you're sharing. When we first started and we were just kind of doing an environmental scan to see, you know, who's out there, what are they doing, etc. We noticed that in the marketing material for non-alcoholic beverages, there were very few to no images of people who look like us. And so that was like one of the first things we noticed, like, wait a minute, you know, it's non-alcoholic wine. I would like non-alcoholic wine. How come there's no one is really marketing to us? Like, it was funny. Like we literally look at people's Instagram and they would have the same brother in like, like stock photos.
He's a stock photo model. This brother,
he represents you, right? And so, you know, obviously we have the greatest affinity for those who we share race, culture, religion with. That's natural, right? That's just natural for all people, right? And so it made it a lot easier for us to have the conversations. But then as time went on, we began to realize, okay, wait a minute. Even though we say that we're not necessarily offering our products exclusively to Black men and women, we are definitely looking there first. And mainly because we are not represented. And when you talk about the larger industry, the representation gets smaller. We consume liquor, in definitely disproportionate numbers. But when you look at ownership, well, that number gets a lot smaller. Yeah. And then when you say in the non-alcoholic wine or even spirit part of the market, it gets even tinier. The more that we are talking to other people who are helping other companies get established in the whole nine, the more we realize, by God's grace, God gave us something very, very unique to move out on. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing, but it's definitely not something that, Anthony nor I or even the children thought it was going to begin to unfold like this.
And if I may, because something Karima said, it just struck a chord in my mind. The way that we've been taught in the Nation of Islam in terms of how to go after our people, it has equipped us with a certain skill set to get close up to our people, to not be afraid of our people. And so we are employing strategies to get to our customers that people, whether they're large businesses in terms of corporations or even small business, they're not going to do it. That's not even necessarily a thought in their mind of how to go and touch and connect with these customers. Our people love, and all people, in fact, they love to touch, to see, to feel our energy in person. You know what I mean? And so we've been thinking about, like, how do we take, because we, they won't be able to see the Karima and Anthony show all, in fact, we just talking last night. If we're doing this thing next year, we've done something wrong. We have to figure out how to evolve from giving the Karima and Anthony show at pop-ups so that we can move on. But how do we reproduce that same energy, that same chemistry that they feel with us, and scale up so that we can continue to grow the business? But we recognize that we have been uniquely trained and given a certain methodology and approach that corporations are not going to get, nor I don't think they even have a desire to connect with our customer base like we do.
And the love that has been instilled in us, our people resonate with that and connect with it, and that makes the world a difference. So from the very beginning, we knew whatever product we were going to offer, it was only going to be the best. And sometimes when people don't understand our culture, they don't understand our way, they think that we like the worst of what this world has to offer. But that's simply not true. That may be what is most accessible to many of our community members, but it is not inherently what we want. We want the best. And so when anyone comes and they interact with us and they engage with us, they feel like they are getting the best treatment in customer service. They feel like they're getting the best in terms of the quality of product. They're getting the best in terms of the training of non-alcoholic wines and how, the medicinal values and the whole nine. And they will say, like, wow, this experience, and they'll start saying, well, I've been to Napa and I've been to this and I've been to that, but boy, I really enjoyed, I learned so much from you, and so, and it's, I think these things, to my husband's point, are things that were instilled in us early in our development as Muslims. And so now being able to, share what we've learned and are learning through the lens and the platform of our business, it has really just uniquely positioned us.
Yeah, I want to say two things to something you just said. The first one is that you truly are industry disruptors. And the reason being is because the industry plans, which have become, I'm talking about your industry, even if you include the alcoholic industry in you guys in that, the plans of that industry have included certain descriptions of who we are as a people and who their customers are. Okay? And so, yes, your training as Muslims help you to deal with people from all walks of life. But you are disrupting the algorithm because that definition of who their customer is and how their customer behaves is off.
That's right.
And you're showing that by what you're doing with your business, which makes you an industry disruptor. And I will say this as it relates to the pop-ups, and I think we've had this conversation. I'm gonna tell you, one of the fastest ways to grow your business is to do what you all are doing. I've started quite a few businesses like that. I'll give you an example. When Dr. Dormo and I first started the clinics and the surgery centers, we did pop-ups at wellness centers, at rec centers, senior retirement homes, nursing homes, and we did pop-up screenings to screen people for cardiovascular disease. Beautiful. And to coach them on how to deal with it. Why did this formula work? Well, let's go into our own spiritual lessons. We went out and we touched the people. We would get to the point where sometimes the line would be around the corner.
Wow.
And we did a partnership with the DC Office on Aging, and they set us up. We had a long schedule, and we did it till we just couldn't do it anymore. It became so popular and so big that we literally could not just carry all the stuff. It got so big that we would get sponsors. We would serve food. We would have line dancing contests. We would have senior aerobics. We would have step-in and all of that just to get them out so that they can get screened. And we saved so many lives like that. And we kept saying, we got to stop doing this. We got to stop doing this. But we kept going. And I want to say we did it for about 5 years.
Wow. Really?
At least once a week. And so by the time, but let me tell you how, before I go into the spiritual aspect, how it turned things. I used to sit down and make phone calls to insurance companies and try to beg them to credential us so that we could be included in their network. That turned around so much that not only were they calling me saying, hey, will you please accept our insurance? Can we offer you all something? What can we do? How can we help? People started really wanting to get involved to where we had to literally assign somebody to take those phone calls.
Wow.
Which was like an event coordinator, if you will, for offering healthcare consulting services. And then we got to the point where we started working with the mayor of DC, doing big holiday parties with thousands of seniors, and they would just line up. We had to go to a college and take people to volunteer to help us because I had to design a whole system just to how to get them through the process.
Wow.
So they'd be swarming all over, but we were able to touch our people.
Yes.
We were able to walk, listen to me, walk in the footsteps of Master Farah Muhammad when he went door to door.
Yes.
With silks.
That's right.
And showed the people care and love and offered them some relief from the suffering. That's why it works.
Yes.
And once he got the people and they started to come out and the word spread, he wasn't going door to door anymore. Pop-ups. So it just naturally folded into then the establishments of mosques. But that model, see, a lot of people want to say, well, I hear people all the time say, oh, I'm so glad you're doing this because I didn't know the nation was doing anything. No, we've been doing something. And we've been showing you how to do business. You just didn't see it because it don't look like what you learned in college.
Right.
That's right.
That's facts.
So that whole way in which Master Farah Muhammad, I've studied how he moved. And that works in business. And it's a formula. And if I could snap my fingers, I would tell y'all it's instantly successful. Then now you're in once you come inside, now you're in the building phase.
Yes.
Right.
Where's our example for that perfect builder or rebuilder?
The minister.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then you study, how did he rebuild this thing, this nation, physically from scratch, but full of all the spiritual resources he needed? How did he do that? From nothing, physically.
Yeah.
He wasn't an empty vessel. He obviously was full of the Spirit, still is full of the Spirit. But how was that rebuilding process? How did he build up? Just look at the process of it. That's why when I did the whole series on the accomplishments of the Muslims, I was trying to get people to see, y'all missing it. He's showing you how to defy this economy and win.
Wow.
So you all, in my opinion, are on the right track. You're
Yes,
establishing a culture. You're going out. You're meeting with the people. You're showing our culture. You're even pulling in some of the skills of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, with the establishments of the trade routes, where people would do business with the Muslims because the Muslims were fair. They made them feel good. It felt right. And so that's how Islam was established during that time. The whole Silk Road. You see that connection from Asia to what we call Africa.
Silk Road.
Trade routes, trade routes, trade routes.
Yes.
Muslims, proper handling of people.
Yes.
People from all walks of life. You have people like Queen Amina at her trading post. People came from around the world just to do business with her. Spices, silk, fabrics. Why? Because of her beauty, the beauty of her spirit.
Yes.
That's what you all are doing, is perfecting your spirit and your love for people. So I don't think if you're still doing it next year, it's a mistake.
Okay.
If you're still doing it next year, it just means you're still developing and growing.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not doing it next year, it means, okay, now we on to the next phase.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's okay. Don't look at it like, man, we can't keep doing this. We used to say that. But now, when I look back, I say, you know what? If we didn't do that,
man,
you know, we wouldn't be here today.
Beautiful.
And it's you know, by Allah's grace, it's growing, because we started out at, for example, one market by Macy's. We now tour all 3 locations in Georgia.
Okay.
And we gave a crazy shout out to a beautiful sister that we met with Market by Macy's, who picked up the phone, Sister Sajdah, and called the Evergreen Park, which is their most recent location, and said, hey, we've got this in Chicago, right outside of Chicago, and said, hey, we've got a business here, you know, that we love and we think would do really well in your store. And we actually went to them for the first time last week. When we finished, by Allah's grace and mercy, the lady brought out the calendar and said, just right when you want to come back.
Right.
So it's when I say it's a blessing in terms of the direction that we are moving in. And sometimes I think when we have the conversations about, boy, if we're doing this next year, because we see how much growth is happening, and it's the 4 of us 2 and the children, and we're like, you know, and so we're definitely trying to you know, just
evolve.
You
know, it'll evolve, and pretty soon you'll be busy in the office trying to figure out, and maybe those pop-ups become one of the children and some other people, or hiring somebody. You know, it'll evolve, and it'll work its way through.
Good.
Yeah.
And you know, and last thing I'll say about the pop-up, and this goes back to the point that you were making earlier about the people, the staff, when we do Market by Macy's, and even when we do at Watertower Place, because since the last time we spoke, we've actually entered into a year-long agreement with Watertower Place in downtown Chicago.
Look at that.
And I mean,
please let me know next time you all are here so that I can come.
Look, I'm talking about from the custodial staff to their marketing people and the administrators on the office there, to, and even in Market by Macy's, the people, the salespeople, you know, they just embrace us. Like, it's like they really love us. And we, I don't say this to brag on ourselves, but it's a good feeling to know that our presence brings a light to these people wherever we go, and that when we come, it's not like, oh Lord, here they come again. You know what I mean? But it's like, man, it's so good to see you all again. What y'all got? You know, and it's really a pleasurable experience all the way.
Isn't success wonderful?
It sure is.
It sure is. It brings a level of joy and peace and resoluteness.
And faith, right?
Faith.
Because faith is just information.
Yeah.
Faith, that substance is just really information. Because now you have more information that make you believe.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Man.
So now, it's just about, just like you said, continuing to grow. We have an announcement if we can make it right quick.
I was just gonna say, what I felt something brewing. Come
yes,
on, with it. I felt it. What's the announcement? What's next?
So we will be on Amazon.
Yes.
We actually were awarded a Black Business Accelerator grant. And so us on Amazon as one of their featured Black businesses in their accelerator program, which is going to really help us tremendously in many different areas. And then as a result, we originally we were going to put our non-alcoholic wines there, but Allah had another plan. And so because we were not able to do that the way that we wanted to do it, it forced us to get into our creative selves and develop a product. And so the first product that we came out with is a custom champagne stopper that you can use on your non-alcoholic wine, sparkling options that you purchase from us, or any other sparkling product that you have. And it will maintain the life of your sparkle until you're ready to consume your beverage again. And they are beautiful. They're gold. They have our logo on it. So you see Magnolia Crescent right there on the top, so you know who you're rocking with. And we use them during our Sober Sophisticated pop-ups, and people are like, wow, is that how the bottle comes? And I'm, and so, and when they get it, it comes in these beautiful cobalt blue velvet bags, little sachets, and it's beautiful. It is really, really beautiful. And so that's
I'm so happy for y'all. So are y'all ready for the onslaught of orders?
Yeah. In fact, we just spoke with our contact with Amazon. And so our store it goes live on Friday. So in time for Black Friday, people will be able to go on our Amazon site and make those purchases. So yeah, we're ready, and we're gonna put the t-shirts back out there.
That's right. Sip,
and
no alcohol.
Sober Sophisticated t-shirts, and so yeah, it's
send me the link so that I can help you all post it, blow it up. Let's
thank you.
So people go out there on Amazon and support. That's what this platform is all about. It's about us pushing and developing and just converging, onto one another. I'm grateful for you all. I thank you all for being here. Let me see what they're saying in the chats. People saying congratulations. Look at that.
Thank you, sister.
It's a beautiful thing. Success is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah,
success is beautiful, and you just have to accept it and open up to it. I'm so proud of you all, just the growth that you've seen. And let me tell you, those formularies, when you're wondering what to do, think about who we represent, the three, and how they moved, and take how they moved and infuse that into how you move and how you manage and market your businesses and how you deal with people. And I'm telling you, it works.
Yes, ma'am.
Now that's an algorithm that we know works. It's cryptocurrency.
An algorithm that cannot be changed.
It's an algorithm that works. It's better than cryptocurrency. It's better than the Meta algorithm. It's better than the Twitter. They better get with it. That's the reason why I keep telling them every week, listen, we are emerging market leaders and industry disruptors. And I'm a firm believer that there's going to be a shift in wealth in this world. And that shift in wealth is going to cover those of us, I just got a ringing in my ear, that's going to cover those of us who function the way the gods function.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We are in agreement with that 1,000%.
Absolutely. And
listen, I'm praying for your business. I'm praying for you all and your family. I just pray that whatever your dreams are, that what happens in reality surpasses that 1,000,000 times.
Amen. Thank you, sister.
Thank you. And please give our love to your beautiful mother and to your brother.
Yes.
to your nephew who you haven't met him yet, but please extend our love to your family.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I don't know if we can share it or not, but we've had a couple of consultations and consulting meetings with you.
Oh yes.
And they have been, amazing.
Absolutely.
And so I strongly encourage, look, shameless plug. I strongly encourage that if there's a sister or brother out there that have a business, that they call you ASAP. And get on your calendar ASAP. Because the amount of experience that you have and the guidance that you give for our business, and then also the spiritual guidance, because they do go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And I believe that you have been definitely a part of our success story in a very meaningful way. Absolutely. And so I just want to share that with the world so that they are clear that a big part of the reason why we are successful is because of our alignment with you and our getting consultations from you. Absolutely. So I want to make that real clear.
That's the goal, right? You all don't know what those words mean to me. That's worth more than gold, because that is, I believe it's one of the reasons I'm on the planet. Yes, and so I thank you all for that. And anything else you want to say before we go? I think this has been fabulous. It's going to air on the Sajdah Wendy Muhammad YouTube channel. So make sure you all like and subscribe to the page. And then we're going to upload it onto our Roku channel. So if you got Roku TV, go ahead and add the channel and you'll see this new episode there as well.
Yeah. So the last thing that we'll share is our website, which is magnoliacrescent.farm. You can see the Magnolia Crescent name down there. Just put a .farm on the end of that, and that'll take you to our website. We will be back in Chicago for our next 3-day pop-up at Watertower Place the weekend before the Christmas holiday. So I believe that'll be the weekend of the 16th through the 18th. Thank you so much, Sister Sajdah. And just stay in tune with us.
I'm going to say meet them at Watertower Place when?
December the 16th, 17th, and the 18th. So that'll be that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to add that to my calendar so I can come down. I love it. I'm excited.
Man, we're excited.
We're excited. And we're there every third weekend of every month, God willing.
Yeah.
So that is a consistent location that you can always find Magnolia Crescent. We'll be on the 3rd floor most times. It's 3rd floor, right outside of Adidas.
That's right.
So you can come and shop with us and take home some non-alcoholic wines and sparkling teas.
That's right.
And more importantly, support a fellow Black business.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Support. Even support a fellow conscious entrepreneur.
Come on.
That's right.
I like to say it that way, because you have people from all other cultures. Some of us, just because we Black, we ain't conscious entrepreneurs. Some of us is white, ain't conscious. But there's a lot of us that are conscious, that are, of a number of different cultures and backgrounds. So I'm just okay, they said, what state are you in? They are in Georgia. But that does not matter, because this right here is good.
We ship anywhere in the continental U.S.
Anywhere.
Straight to your door.
And we look with Amazon, they said we can go to Hawaii, we can go to
Puerto
Alaska,
Rico,
any of the U.S. territories, so Guam. If Guam wants some,
U.S. Virgin Islands.
That's right.
I'm so excited about that Amazon piece.
Praise be to
Really
Allah.
excited about that.
Praise be to Allah.
Okay, well, listen, thank you all. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you. I thank you for your words, and I'll let you all get back. I know you had an appointment, so we'll let you get back to your appointment, and let's bless the mobile office as well.
Yes. And I'm like, man, look at that theater back there. I'm like, man, when we gonna get to see Wakanda Forever or Black Adam or something? You got some popcorn up in there, Sister Sajdah?
Oh yeah, we got the popcorn maker, and you'll see it when you guys come. Yes, you'll see it. It's all set up and everything now. We just got to put a few more pictures up. I got a picture of the Wiz, and I got a Purple Rain poster, and some of our iconic, movies in our culture, just, just having some fun with it. That's what it's all about.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Be safe, family, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
You're welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Oh man, you've been tuned into the Mind of an Entrepreneur show. Those were our very special guests, Sister Karima and Brother Anthony Muhammad with Magnolia Crescent Orchards and Non-Alcoholic Winery. Like they said, they are going to be in Chicago on December 16th through the 18th at Water Tower Place. They do pop-ups everywhere. Most importantly, they're going to be on Amazon. You can go to their website, magnoliacrescent.farm, and order whatever you want. And it's just a great conversation piece and a great cultural thing. Some people don't even understand how a lot of times alcohol messes up so much stuff. So some places, fun does not have to be synonymous with alcohol. Or if you go into those environments, you can just get you a sip, take you a little non-alcoholic wine and sparkling tea, and roll on out. So, all right, make sure you all get your commemorative Elijah coin. They are now available. The link is in the bio. Also, one last thing, Sister Karima mentioned my consulting services. My calendar is open for a minute. So the link to book your consultation is in the bio as well. All right, peace and blessings, family. Check us out on Roku. And don't forget to support the completion of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad House. I cannot wait to show you all that incredible house museum. Peace and blessings, family. Talk to you soon.